Dr. Homebrew is brought to you by 5 Star Chemicals, providing safety and cleaning supplies for brewing, distilling, and winemaking at 5starchemicals.com.
Doctor, look!
Stand aside, nurse. I'm Dr. Homebrew.
Stand clear.
Hey, welcome to the show. It's Dr. Homebrew. Here we are. We're back again. We're here to talk about beer. Today we have a mead.
Beer and mead, yeah.
We have a mead from a Swede. I think he's listening.
I like it.
Yeah, Swebrew in the chat. You guys know him. He fired off a couple of meads, so maybe we'll have his second mead on another show, like next month or something like that.
Sounds good.
But we're gonna get him here on pretty quick. Whatever I said. It's early in Sweden, so I bet he loves that when Americans go, "Oh yeah, Sweden," because I'm sure he never gets tired of it. I wouldn't personally. I never get tired of hearing people go, "I am American." Whatever. Anyway,
are you doing like accents or something?
I don't know what I'm doing, okay. Brian. I'm going crazy. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Before I get any crazier, let's talk about 5 Star. You can go to 5starchemicals.com, learn everything you need to know about cleaning and sanitizing your beers. Your not your beers, but your brewing equipment, your fermenter, your hoses, all that kind of stuff. You got to clean it, you got to sanitize it, and the best people to do that for you are 5 Star. Wouldn't that be great if they had actually a service that they just come and clean up?
5 Star comes out.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh man, that'd be great.
I think I would.
Got a ton of grungy carboys in my garage that you take care of, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll put the 5 Star, the PBW in. They'll just let it soak overnight. They'll come back the next day to clean it out.
Yeah.
We're also drinking one of my beers. I brewed my Oatmeal Stout on the Pico Brew, and to clean, I brewed it before went on my first anniversary to Hawaii, and thank you very much. And I came back, and the Krausen level had peaked. It was a 3-gallon carboy, so it came up real high on the neck and then dropped down. And it was I didn't want to scrub it. Filled it up, PBW water. 3 hours later, it just came right off. It was amazing.
Yep.
So anyway, 5starchemicals.com. They're great people. They support the show. You should support them because indirectly it comes back to us. And they're good people. Look, we're good people. 5 Star good people. I'm pretty sure you guys are all right too. So we should all get in bed together. Okay, so yes, we have a mead. What kind of mead do we have, Brian? Where is that bottle?
It's a Melomel. It's a cherry Melomel.
A cherry Melomel. What is a Melomel?
A Melomel is a fruit mead.
A fruit mead. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, hey, there's music there that shouldn't be there. A little pavement for you guys. You just want to leave. Okay, let me get Jonas on the line here. I looked him up on Skype, and there's like 18 Jonases in Sweden. I was like, oh, fuck. Who's that?
Which Jonas in Sweden?
Who is this?
I have the wrong guy.
Jonas, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, how are you, man? You doing all right?
I'm tired. I'm fine.
Just like, let's get this over with. I'm tired of dicking around. What time is it over there, man?
Yeah, I'm here. I have quite a bit of lagging here. Should I?
Oh, you got a lag? Yeah, why don't you try calling me? You try calling me.
He's answering.
I'm gonna hang up.
2 questions ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's pour this mead. You guys already have.
Yeah,
oh, already come on, dude. Nice.
Here
He goes. He's calling back. So why don't you, Brian? Why don't you go ahead and start, and I'll get Jonas on the line here.
And the bouquet and the aroma has a rich, very rich cherry, and there's obviously some alcohol there. It's a nice strong alcohol, but it's not like biting and harsh smelling. It's a smooth alcohol.
Yeah.
But it's obvious that it's there.
Jonas, we got you right. You're good.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right,
there
perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
It's got a pleasant red wine-like kind of note to it too.
It really does.
Like a dry white wine. Yeah, it's got the honey is coming across with an earthy intensity. It's not very sweetly like honey-like. It's not jumping out with like, hey, there's a bunch of honey in here. It's almost more wine-like, but it is characterful, like kind of a. I want to say there's like a little kind of leatheriness in there, something interesting, like a little tobacco in there. But I don't know. It's like what kind of honey varietal was used, or if that's coming from something else. But or just the dryness and the wine yeast throwing out some interesting notes. But yeah, the exact honey varietal was hard to get at. So I couldn't really, and that was not declared, so that's fine. It's got some honey there. Smells slightly acidic in the aroma. But yeah, appearance-wise, it's a nice. You should really see this. It's a rich reddish purple color with excellent clarity, and it just looks like a glass of wine, like a glass of rich like Bordeaux or just or a cab. I'll
take a photo and I'll post it on the Dr. Homebrew post of this episode on the page there.
Long-lasting legs that are. Yeah, it just kind of goes up the side of the glass and leaves a lump, and then slowly the legs will drip down. It's just, yeah. And it looks like it's not carbonated. The mead was declared as a medium sweetness, and it was obviously a sack mead because it's 14.5% alcohol declared on the label. So we didn't get a carbonation level on it, but it looks still. Flavor-wise, I thought when they ask you about carbonation on these mead score sheets, the flavor, no carbonation. It tastes like no carbonation. And but the balance is definitely to the fruit in this one, but still it's very pleasant. The honey actually comes out a little bit more in the flavor. Even so, to me the cherry richness is up front, a little ahead of that. The acidity is kind of moderate, and it's a little smoother than I thought it might be from the hints of acidity and that in the nose. Less than the aroma suggests. So it's giving a really smooth delivery of all that alcohol that's there. Thank you for that, and the cherry and the honey following that. So yeah, sweetness is a little more evident here, and it's I would say it's it is semi-sweet as declared. It's got just enough sweetness to play off that cherry nicely. The tannins in it are medium low. It's not too biting or too tannic. Astringent. It's just you get a nice pleasant honey in the aftertaste with alongside the cherry. So yeah, whatever kind of fruit you used and how you used it, you did a good job. Because it's not getting too too pithy or biting or too weird fruit characters. It's just that nice candy like smooth cherry character that's really driving this mead. So overall, I thought it was a very nice melomel. Has plenty of cherry character to hold the taster's interests. The honey character is a bit obscured by it, but it's there, and it's definitely got some strong alcohol that's helping obscure some things in there too. So it's it's just definitely with a mead, with a melomel that's this high in the fruit character. It's hard to get it what the honey's doing in there sometimes, but honestly, in this one, that's fine with me. It's still nice and smooth, dangerously so, I would say. And if you wanted that honey character to come out a bit more, you could kind of back off the cherries just a touch. Although I like where they're at, especially in the aroma. They're really coming through nicely, and a little less in the flavor. But I think you could get away with backing them off just a touch, or use a more slightly, more characterful honey if you want a little bit more of that. But honestly, I would kind of leave it alone. I gave it a 38. I thought it was pretty excellent mead. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. I didn't know it came from so far either. That's pretty cool, man. Thanks for shipping it all this way.
It is, right? I like it.
Thanks to the Funkers.
What's that?
In Sweden. It was transported by a couple of friends from Milk the Funk.
They hand carried
from
it
Milk
for
the
it?
Funk. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, who lives in San Diego, and
Very
they were
nice.
in Stockholm this summer, and
Yeah, those guys
had
are
a
cool, man.
bottle share at my place.
Very nice. Yeah, I like the Milk the Funk page, and they do some cool stuff, man.
Yeah, that sounds cool, man. All right, Keith, go for it, dude.
I will do my best here. I'm a master beer judge, but I have to be honest and say I'm a novice mead judge. Made some meads, but starting off, I think I feel like Brian and I really were in the same place here. But I got a strong cherry juice-like aroma. Definitely could tell there's some alcohol here. I think the other fruit I got was grape, but very, very reminiscent of wine as well.
Yeah.
Honey is low. I'm not getting a ton of honey on the bouquet. Kind of having a hard time picking that up, but it really just comes across mostly as, that cherry juice and then some wine-like characteristics. But otherwise, really, really clean. Appearance, I was amazed. First of all, I forgot the score sheet for meads gives 6 points for appearance, so I gave it a 6 for 6 for appearance. It's just awesome looking. It has, it's wine-like, but it's also some red hue to it as well. A little less purple, more red, but brilliantly clear. This is still mead, so there's no bubbles or anything. It's not a little bit carbonated or anything. It's perfect there. Flavor, the honey became a lot more apparent in the flavor, and kind of Brian was touching on that too. I thought the fruit flavor sort of took a little bit of a dip there. I really, I like my melomels to be a little more fruit forward, but there really should be a balance. But I thought maybe the one thing, and this is going more to the overall impression in the end too, but I wish there were probably a little bit more acidity, especially with the cherry too. A cherry can have a little bit of tartness to it. I think that would help this out just a little bit there. So I was looking for that in the flavor, and there really wasn't much there. It was just kind of sweet. You get the honey, and you get a lot of the cherry, and maybe a little apple esters too. But that was it. And the tannins were low, which actually worked out quite well in this. Overall, really just, I said, super, super tasty. I thought it was still a little bit hot. I'd be interested in hearing how old it is, but anything at 14.5 is going to taste a little bit warming anyway, no matter what. But yeah, it was definitely very, very, very enjoyable. Like I said, the only things I would look for, maybe making it a little bit more tart. Maybe somehow getting more cherry flavor. Like it kind of flipped on me. Like the aroma was very much cherry forward, and then the flavor was a little more honey forward, which is, like I said, acceptable and probably really works well together. But I like the cherry aroma, and I was like, I was expecting a lot more cherry in the flavor, and it was still there, but it was just a little bit more subdued. But I think the little bit of a tartness there would probably kick it up a little bit too. And I don't know why I just said kick it up. That sounded like that was terrible. I apologize for that. I gave it a 37. Thought it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, sometimes you get those fruit meads, like Kurt Stock makes the melomels that are just like so much fruit character in them that just blows you away. And and you still get some of the honey too, and he really does a good job with them and getting that balance right. I don't know. I've listened to him talk at some of the homebrew conferences and stuff, and yeah, there's some good mead makers out there.
Yeah,
but, this is getting right up there for sure.
Well, Jonas, tell us a little bit about the honey. I think that was kind of a question that we all had.
This one, the melomel is fermented with, I think it's a blend of early summer honey here in Sweden. Traditionally, it's like forest fruits and thistle, and it's a variety of many kinds of flowers.
Okay, just a wildflower honey.
Yeah, it's a wildflower.
Okay, cool.
Very mild in its intensity, and I usually use those for melomels or metheglins. And
yes,
for the other one you got is it's linden honey, and that's I use that straight up just to get the taste from the linden.
Well, we'll look forward to trying that one. What yeast did you end up using in this one?
This one I used, let me see, 71B.
Okay.
What's that from?
The Narbonne?
Lalvin 71B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has an alcohol tolerance of 14, but when you play it with the Tosna nutrient regime, you can have it up at 15 or 15 and a half.
Yeah.
Got some. The age is it's pretty young. It's brewed in the middle of June.
Oh, okay.
Bottled a month after. The clarity comes from bentonite.
Okay.
It works wonders. Bentonite.
Cool. I'll have to try that. Yeah.
Yeah, and cold crash it for 32 Fahrenheit in a week, and then it's crystal clear.
And you said it was a staggered. I kind of missed that for a second there, but it was.
Yeah, it's a staggered. The Tosna, the tailored organic nutrient. The Melovinometery, he has a web address. I think it's called. You have him. You have had him on.
Yeah. He I think he put out a couple of videos, right, on how to do staggered ferments and whatnot.
And it's ferment O. It's not the traditional DAP and.
It's not the K, the ferment K.
No, he uses only strictly ferment O, the organic nutrient.
Oh, okay.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
And then, did you do any early oxidation? Did you kick out the CO2 and add some oxygen early on in the fermentation too?
Yeah, I always use
first couple days or so.
A stone and a CO2 tank.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The first when I pitched the yeast, I made a big yeast slurry with half a gram of yeast per liter. So it's like
cool.
2 grams per gallon.
Okay.
Of yeast. It's a starting gravity at 1118.
Oh yeah, so the website is meadmaderight.com. The Tosna thing. Yeah.
Well, it seems to be working. How did you handle the cherries? I mean, this color is great and this flavor is amazing.
Yeah.
I almost always ferment the honey first, and then I rack it over to other vessels, often kegs or glass growlers or glass jugs, and then I can do methicillins or whatever. And this one I put. I divided up in 3 different conicals, carboys. One got all 3 of them got. Let me see now. Calculate liters to gallons. And
oh, that's okay. We can have our listeners do that. You just you don't got to worry about that.
It's 2 pounds per gallon, frozen, thawed, and beat the crap out of the cherries.
2 pounds per gallon. Okay.
So you froze them to break up the plant matter. Yeah.
And
they're pitted, of course, and
No, I mashed it with surgical gloves, so it just got mushed, and then put it through a very coarse mesh filter.
Okay.
So the juice and the skins and the meat on the one side, and I could collect all the pith from, separately, and then I put like 5% of the total pith got
all the seeds in there.
So
yeah,
put a little bit in there
because you get some character from that, don't you?
Yeah. You get too much. If you have every last,
yeah,
it's too much of that.
And then
that flavor.
Are you punching down your fruit in there and secondary?
Yeah. But it's thawed and mushed, so it dropped pretty quick.
It dropped down pretty quick.
Okay.
It's re-fermented that fruit, and then I. The one you got another after fermentation stopped. It got another 2 pounds per gallon. So you got the double cherry.
Wow.
Oh, okay. After fermentation, you added another 2 pounds of cherries per gallon.
And it's fermented for a couple of days.
It did.
I don't think it's fermented all the way down.
Okay.
With the second fruit there.
So you fermented the honey. Added the cherries, that fermented, then you racked it off and you added more cherries, and then that fermented a little bit also?
So I now have one single cherry and one double cherry, and then the third one got a whole lot of chocolate. So,
okay.
Oh, jeez.
I thought you were going to say triple cherry.
Yeah, I thought so too, but
send us a bottle.
The chocolate sounds great.
Yeah, but it's too tannic right now.
Okay.
The chocolate is too tannic.
Or even cocoa nibs might be good too.
What about any acid treatments or any additions?
No, my water here is quite soft. It's like Pilsen water. We have nothing of nothing.
Good.
So
Yeah, it's not minerally tasting at all. It's nice.
That's a really good wine or mead.
Yeah.
Honey wine.
sometimes it depends on the honey. The pH is all over the place with different honey. So I always check the pH, and for some I need to have a little bit of calcium, or carbonate to balance the pH upwards.
Okay. Well, do you have any questions for the guys on what they were tasting, or any sort of recommendations? They're both mead makers, but I mean, it tastes like and sounds like you kind of just are right on it.
You're paying a lot of attention to what you're doing there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not as much as we're the Nordic country. We should.
You should know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I guess I realize that's pretty silly. It's like
We're all American yahoos, and we just go for it, man. Dump stuff in there and ferment it, and see how it comes out. Like,
and then drink it and go blind.
Get drunk and go blind.
Well, do we have any questions for Jonas?
I guess one more I would have, and we didn't really touch on this, was the temperature of fermentation when you were, your primary, when you first started fermenting. Did you control that, or what did you do?
I always control my beer, my cider, my meads. Everything is temperature controlled. This one is let me see, 18 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is, Fahrenheit.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, we'll do the math.
Standard, but it kicking ass because it's I have so much yeast, and the Tosna regime is excellent.
Do you back off the amount of nutrient because there's so much fruit in there, or well, you're not putting fruit in the primer, so you're fermenting just the honey. So you just give it the full regimen there of what it needs. That's cool. I've been following the SRAM and that stuff, and I've been doing more with my meads, the DAP with the regular fermented K, like about 2/3 to 1/3. But I'm gonna look into this. This is cool.
I use that sometimes when the Fermado is very hard to get here in Sweden.
Oh, okay.
You have to buy them from Morebeer, but the shipping is
it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, and some of the yeasts have higher nitrogen needs too. So yeah, you want to keep them happy.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Jonas. Well, we'll let you go and start your day.
Clock here.
Yeah, I really appreciate you getting up early and joining us, man, and for making sure these meads got here. And let's talk to you next month. We got that other one still.
Yeah,
sure. That's even more alcoholic.
Perfect. I can't wait.
Okay, go have a beer. Skip your day. Just have a beer.
Yeah. There you go. Doctor's orders.
Doctor.
There you go. Yeah, for sure. All right, Jonas, take it easy, man.
Cheers.
Thanks again.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Good mead. That's good, man.
Cool, yeah.
Right? All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about my oatmeal stout. I'm excited about this, and I want you to be too. It's Dr. Homebrew. Hang on, we'll be right back.
Hello, fellow BNers. This is Sully from the 21st Amendment Brewery located in San Francisco, just 2 blocks from Giants Park. Before Nico and I opened the 21A and before I was a professional brewer, I homebrewed on my small 4-burner apartment stove in a back house in Santa Monica, California, making my extract brews before graduating to the daunting idea of all-grain brewing. Homebrew books and information was hard to come by back then. The internet hadn't been invented yet, along with other things we take for granted today, like electricity and potable water. One thing I wish I had back then when I was learning was a radio show that could teach me the ins and outs of brewing and answer questions that I had about homebrewing, a resource for making great craft beer. The 21st Amendment Brewery is excited to be a proud sponsor of Dr. Homebrew, a great show that teaches you what you need to know about making incredible beer. Good stuff. Listen up, you might learn something. I certainly did. And thanks for your support. Tasty Crack Kings.
Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing. And like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
Admit it. Homebrewing is not always free of frustrations. Years ago, brothers Bill and Jim Mitchell decided to minimize those frustrations and create an entirely new brewing process and a brand new kitchen appliance, the Pico Brew Zymatic. The Zymatic sits on your kitchen counter and connects to the internet via Wi-Fi. It comes with access to a huge recipe library full of award-winning beers and can brew your next batch at the push of a button. Improve repeatability and refine your recipes with the Pico Brew Zymatic. With minimal cleaning and hassle, the Zymatic enables anyone to brew craft beer in the comfort of their own kitchen. Just add your ingredients and the process of homebrewing becomes simplified and automatic, allowing you to focus on what really matters while you brew. At Pico Brew, they believe everyone should be able to enjoy the art of homebrewing and make their own damn good craft beer. See the Zymatic in action today at picobrew.com.
Now, back to the examination.
All right, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Before we get to it, I want to tell you guys about the Beer Bug, our good friends at the Beer Bug, the good sponsors of the show. And if you don't know about the Beer Bug, go to beerbug.com. It's a rad website. It's a rad product that basically sits on the top of your carboy. You drop a little anchor or a little weight inside your beer, and it gives you the exact starting gravity, the finishing gravity, the current gravity, I should say. You can hook it up to tell you the temperature of what's going on. So while you're at work slaving away, you can spy on your yeast that are slaving away in your carboy, man, with the app. It'll sync up or blink. It's a new technology they got there. And it'll sync up with your app, and you can just look at it, check it out, and go, hey, it started fermenting. That's great. Because I tell you, there's nothing worse. You guys know this. There's nothing worse than like pitching your yeast late at night, and then you check on it in the morning and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And then the whole day you're like, God, is it working? I don't know. With the Beer Bug, and you know when it's done fermenting, and that to me is probably the best thing, because it's not sitting in your carboy for extra days, just hanging out. You can get it out, get into a keg, brew again.
I get that. I brew on Sundays a lot because it's I'm always playing gigs or something on a Saturday, and it's like, oh wait. Time to brew. Okay. And then,
time to brew, man.
And then now, I have the Pico, the Zymatic also, so I'm fermenting in kegs, so I don't always see it taking off, or, you see it's bubbling or not, but you don't see what's going on inside there as much either. So it's kind of, I feel blind.
So check it out, the Beer Bug. It's a cool product, man. I dig on it. Okay, let's talk about my beer.
Maybe it's the aluminum that made you blind.
Maybe it's the aluminum, man. Too much aluminum from Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
So this is a beer I've been working on for a long time, and like that. That's all I'm going to say. It's not. That's not true. I always enter it, or I haven't entered it in a while. But whenever I did, I would always get it's really not an oatmeal stout.
Do you have thorough notes on your stout?
I do. I have the recipe and everything right here. So why don't you guys go ahead and start? Keith, I'll let you fire it off here first.
Cool. Okay. Medium sweet malt. I got some dark chocolate, light coffee, some mild esters. I'd probably say they're in red apple, no diacetyl, no acetaldehyde. I'm not getting any hops either. Some medium dark fruit, a little bit dried prunes, a hint of licorice, and then as it warms now, and actually as I'm tasting it a second time, it's some more toastiness and nuttiness as well. It's very, very dark brown. I don't think it's quite black. Not quite opaque. Tan head, not a ton of retention, but I think as we were pouring it, it didn't look like it had a ton of carbonation either. So in flavor, I'm getting some medium coffee and dark chocolate flavors, medium low malt sweetness. It's pretty dry in the finish. The balance is definitely still toward the malt though. Not a lot of hops. I'm not getting a hop flavor either. Not overly sweet. Very clean. Getting some plum prune notes, and I think that's pretty much it there. No off flavors at all.
Okay. All right.
Medium full body. Creaminess is medium low. No alcohol warming, and medium low carbonation. Really enjoyed this beer overall. It seems very sessionable. I'm not sure about the alcohol content. Maybe after having the mead, everything seems sessionable. Messionable. I can't even say the word sessionable after having the mead.
Right.
So
now who has brain damage?
Yes. It reminded me really a lot of and the guidelines talk about this somewhat too, but it reminds me more of like a beefed up Irish stout more than a full on sweet stout or a oatmeal stout sort of. It's lacking sort of the creaminess and silkiness that people talk about, but really enjoyable, really flavorful beer. Love the toastiness and sort of the dark chocolate and coffee, but not. It's kind of like I don't know, medium roast or low roast coffee sort of flavors going on there. Not really like a heavy roast. Love the sort of the control, no astringency from the dark malt. A lot of times you have stouts and competitions, and people enter and get a ton of astringency. I'm not seeing that here at all. I really love that fact about it.
Cool. Yeah, I hate that. I've been trying to knock that down a little bit. I've actually had to come back and give a little bit because I've knocked down all the astringent really malt. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's I think that's pretty much it. 36.
Okay. All right, Brian.
Okay.
Treat me right,
JP
Daddy.
beer.
Treat me right, Daddy.
Horrible. It tastes like ass. I can't drink this shit. Sorry.
Perfect.
10 points. Done.
Love it.
Oh wait, no. Wrong beer. That was the one you gave me last week.
That's right.
Aroma wise, it has a nice rich roastiness, but smooth, with pleasant coffee and sweetness, kind of the coffee and cream thing you want a little bit in the aroma. I got a little toffee too as it warms up, and some other nuttiness, like Keith was saying, it's changed a little bit. It wasn't like super cold when we first tasted it though, so I think we were able to judge it pretty well. It has like nice cocoa and chocolatey notes. No hops really to detect. That's fine. Low kind of I do feel like I get a low grainy oatmeal-like note. Like I make oatmeal for my son almost every morning. I like just that smell of the the nice grainy oatmeal is in there.
Okay.
Low esters are in check, kind of out of the way. No DMS or diacetyl. It's clean. Appearance-wise, again, very rich, dark brown, almost black color. The clarity is hard to determine, but it seems pretty clear. Low pale tan head that faded soon after pouring, and has some finer and larger bubbles kind of circling the glass. So I gave it a full 3 points for appearance, though. I think you brought it in this container that you poured it into that we got from those guys a few shows ago with all the metal containers, and pretty cool. I've used that too. But
I like the thing.
Yeah. It seems like you might have lost a little carbonation from the keg to this, but
I mean, I flushed it with CO2, and then I didn't have time to clean the tube or whatever that I normally use, so I just filled it from the tap. And I figured it, and I capped on foam. I figured it would be a little less vibrant than it usually is.
Yeah, I brought some beer to a meeting like that too. It was like, I got the beer to the meeting.
Right, and that's really what it is, man. Like, I bottled it.
You did it today,
at like 6:11 tonight. You know what I mean? So it was a full 4 hours ago.
It'll be fine.
I knew it'd be all right.
A little low. So giving it the benefit of the doubt on that. That's pretty good. Flavor wise, rich malt with again roast coffee and dark chocolate in tandem, just nicely coming across all those notes you want to hit. Clean ale fermentation apparent. It balances the malt. I thought it was just a little bit on the acidic side. Like I don't know how you treated your water to get rid of that astringency. If you're coming back a little bit, I don't know if you want to go back a little bit the other way. I'm not sure where it has been and where it is going, but we'll talk about your water and that stuff too.
Okay.
I don't know if you check your pH and stuff.
It's very complex. I got a very complex water profile going on.
Yeah. So it actually finishes pretty dry, and I would like a little more sweetness in the end of this beer, like just to let those flavors roll off the tongue a little longer. It kind of just dries off and goes away. You get this, but you do get a nice rich malty, roasty aftertaste still. It dries off and you're left with that. No DMS or diacetyl to detract. Mouthfeel wise, it's a medium body, not quite as full as I'd hoped. These should be a little chewier, a little thicker, and a little creamier. But yeah, the carbonation is low. And it may help to push that up a bit too to drive some of those things a little bit. And the creamy smoothness from a silky kind of carbonation thing, may help it a little bit. But it's still somewhat creamy and smooth, I thought. There's the dryness is kind of preventing it from shining through and expressing itself like that. But again, it's not astringent at all, despite all the dark greens in here, which is nice. And I wouldn't want to get away from that. So there's no warmth. So yeah, just nice, clean, middle of the road beer for, just again, I want a little more carbonation here, a little more creaminess in the mouthfeel.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Overall, very nice oatmeal stout. I thought, it has enough of the characteristics for an oatmeal stout. I've done somewhere I got a great oatmeal stout recipe from a guy in my club, and then we brewed it, and it came out tasting like Keith said, it's a beefed up Irish stout or something. It doesn't have that the silkiness that I wanted, and so it's an elusive thing. But
when you said that, Keith, it was like, yeah, okay, I see that.
That's fair, dude.
Yeah, super fair. Like a coffee Irish stout or something like that.
It's pretty common. It's something you see a lot in competitions. You just don't. Yeah, it's like how to actually manage to get that.
I think it's a bit too dry. And if you brought up the sweetness a little bit, maybe bring up the mash temp a little bit, and play with the water profile to prevent it from being too acidic. But again,
maybe change your recipe and have somebody else brew it. Then I think you'd be set.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
There's a fine point. It's a very good stout, JP. Thanks
thank
for
you.
coming on the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Where's my grog tag?
We're gonna.
Where are my grog tags?
I gave it a 36 as well, actually. So
okay.
It's a very good beer.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
I'm very impressed with myself right now.
The pico brew. I could get the recipe from you and make some myself.
Yeah, you definitely
tweak the
can.
Recipe, we could take it from here and we can have a little side
and we could tweak it out. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. So, like I said, man, this is something I've been trying to make for several years now. I think one of the best oatmeal stouts out there is Anderson Valley Oatmeal Stout.
Oh yeah.
But for me, it's too high alcohol. I want it. So I want like a session.
Bring it down to earth. Yeah.
A session oatmeal stout. But and every time I enter this a variation on this recipe, the same comments you guys get, pretty much same scores. It doesn't meet those like higher, finer points of an oatmeal stout, and I'm struggling to be okay with that.
So what's your malt bill?
So now this is for 2.5 gallons. So you guys are going to have to do some math if you want to replicate this. It is 4.8 pounds. 4 pounds 8 ounces of British two-row, because I like that kind of sweet deal.
Yeah.
12 ounces of flaked oats. 6.4 ounces of Crystal 80.
Wait, 12 ounces flaked oats in a 2.5 gallon batch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I think it's 12% or something like that. I forget.
Hell of a lot.
Because I've always tried to push it because I don't get that creaminess.
Okay, I'll give you more.
I'll give it a little bit more. And I've gotten those comments.
Yeah.
It's not enough. So I don't know if there's some other thing that I'm missing that kind of helps to move the mouthfeel.
Well,
maybe it's the pH in the water. I don't know.
No, and I got it in the aroma, but I just not the right mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's so.
Are you using any flake barley at all? I mean, that's
no.
another something on top of it. You could use probably both to accentuate the creaminess there too. But
okay, I can try that.
People will toast their oatmeal. Anyway, different things. But continue on, please.
8 ounces of British pale chocolate.
Nice.
I love pale chocolate. I can't. I used to use chocolate, and then I found out about pale chocolate.
You discovered pale chocolate, you never went back.
No, man, I never did.
I love it too.
4.8 ounces of British roasted barley, and that's kind of the thing. I pulled out all the black patent from any stout because I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. I've been using roasted barley and pushing it back up because for a while I didn't have any of that, and I just used pale chocolate. And I was getting a lot of comments like it tastes more like a brown porter. It doesn't really have that and you need some of that acidity, I think, to define it as a stout.
Hey,
so
this is a stout.
Yeah.
So you got some roasted barley in there?
And then last but not least, I used 3.2 ounces of, it says debittered black here, but I actually, I pulled an audible at the homebrew shop at More Beer, and I put in midnight wheat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I think there's like some sort of toasty, wheaty kind of thing happening that it was kind of new to me. I had never used it before, and I was like, fuck it, why not?
Play with the oatmeal, with the wheat and the oatmeal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's half an ounce of Northern Brewer at 10.2% alpha, which I thought was pretty high for Northern Brewers.
It does seem high.
0.3 ounce, and that's for 60 minutes. 0.3 ounces of BKG, that's 4.5 acidity or alpha acid for 15, and then 0.25 ounces of Kent Goldings at 5. 152 mash. That's it. I used White Lab San Diego Super Yeast for fermentation, which maybe is a little too aggressive. It kind of crushed it.
Yeah, what did it finish at?
10-12.
Yeah.
Started at 10.48, so it's almost 5%.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But I don't do anything with my water, like at all. I carbon filter it, and that's it.
Okay.
So.
And your water up here is pretty
hard, right? Isn't it minerally and whatever?
Alkaline or yeah?
Are you checking the pH on the mash when you're? Okay.
No, I should though. I should use the iDip. We have an iDip.
I mean, if your water's kind of like ours, I'm sure it's decent for making dark beers.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, that's really all I kind of make. Every once in a while, I'll throw a lighter beer in there, like a pale ale or a Belgian pale or whatever, and it's never crisp. It's never, so I just kind of stick to these because I feel like it does make a little better, darker beer.
Yeah, where I live, if I make a dark beer, it'll be too acidic if I don't mess with my water at all. There's not enough to balance the water out. If it ends up just going down to, mash goes into the 4s and stuff like that. So there's just not a lot of sulfate content or carbonates in general, just in general, everything. So it's something that to think about making dark beers, but.
I thought you said you were playing with your acidity just with the malts, or
yeah. Well, no, not playing with my acidity, but playing with the acidity in the malts, like the bitterness of the malts, like the black roasted barley and that kind of shit.
The stringency.
Getting rid of that. Yeah, that's what I meant.
How do you do that? What's your method of getting rid of the stringency?
I ditched the black roasted barley.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. Black patent. I ditched the black patent.
Yeah.
For me, that's the grain that just turns me off to stouts, because you'll get those that just taste like charcoal. You get a pint of charcoal and it's like, this is not
right.
This is not good, dude.
Yeah.
So that's really it. That's all I did. I didn't do anything special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's still some of that there.
These same grains and mash them with the wrong water and oversparge it, you can get some astringency if you try really hard.
Oh, okay.
It'll happen.
I can do that.
Whatever you're doing is working.
It's okay.
But maybe bump up the mash temp a little bit the next time. Try to get the sweetness up there a little bit. I think it's going to play with the...
it kind of depends if you really want to make this beer be a winner in competitions or if you just enjoy it the way it is. That's the tough part about it. Like, if you want it to be a little bit better, make it a higher gravity beer and add more sweetness to it and, go through those sort of steps. But I think it's enjoyable. Like I said, it was sessionable, and it ended up that I was right, that it is actually a sessionable beer. Which after the first couple of beers we had today, I'm like, wow, that's, the mead, obviously. But, having stuff, like, oh, this is an alcoholic beer. And this one was like, yeah, this is really easy to drink, and I really enjoy it. And it's like, well, do you want to go that direction, or do you want to make it something that's like, hey, I can bump it up to 1056 OG and probably win some competitions, but I won't like drinking it as much. And what do you want to do there? It's kind of a tough call.
Yeah, exactly. And so maybe I will, now that I have the Pico. I'm not brewing 10 gallons of this stuff. I can kind of do that, and maybe I will enter NHC. Who knows? But speaking of the iDip, you go to smartbrewkit.com, use TBN10 at checkout, save $10, excuse me, not 10%, $10 on either the standard or the advanced Smart Brew testing kit. The iDip is amazing. It's a handheld photometer system. It's the first and only one on the market, by the way, with its own app. You can use it in your home brewery or your commercial brewery, if you happen to be a commercial brewer. It's the only meter on the market that runs water tests with no math needed, pairs via Bluetooth, updates on the app instantly, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are. You shake the little, pre-treated strip in the 4 mils of water. Bam, 20 seconds later, you have your exact water profile. You can test for things like total alkalinity, chloride, calcium hardness, pH, sulfate, and more. Actually, over 40 different water quality test kits. So you can email the results to your brewers, post it to your Facebook page, all that kind of stuff. It's patented, it's safe, it's simple. There's no math, there's no titration, there's nothing. You don't have to do anything. It's amazing. SmartBrewKit.com, TBN10 is the code. Save $10, dude, on the standard or advanced. Well, I'm glad you guys like the beer.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it, man. I'm kind of glad you did.
I like it too. We do have prizes to give away. I wonder what prize I'm up for.
Did we score the Mill hair? Yeah. Are we going to give away prizes right now?
No. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll see if I totally beat Jonas's ass. Or not, and maybe I'll steal all his shit. I don't know. Who knows? Can I win stuff? I think I can win stuff.
Sure.
I'll say my wife brewed it. That way, there's no conflict of interest.
There you go.
Anyway, it's Dr. Homebrew. Hang on, we'll be right back.
Do you know the 3 most important rules in brewing? Sanitation, sanitation, and sanitation. And no one does it better than 5-Star Chemicals. 5-Star knows sanitation. You can only sanitize clean equipment. And 5-Star knows how to clean, too. For craft brewers and home brewers, 5-Star has what you need to keep your fermenters, serving tanks, kegs, and draft lines sparkling and free of any beer-spoiling bacteria. PBW, caustic, acid cleaners, Star San, SaniClean, lubricants and defoamers, pH stabilizers, and more. 5-Star Chemicals has cleaning supplies, safety supplies, heat exchangers, pumps, hoses, and valves. And 5-Star is proud to offer eco-friendly products that exceed customer expectations. If you have a cleaning problem, you need the 5-Star solution. Visit 5starchemicals.com or call 800-782-7019. 800-782-7019 and get the 5-Star treatment today. Grog tags aren't just for labeling your home brews to hand out to your friends. They're the perfect way to round out your personal brewing marketing. Bringing your latest beer to a funeral? Craft a metal sign to go with it. Heading out to little Liam's bar mitzvah? Grog Tag custom bottle caps are awesome. Couldn't get out of jury duty this year? Grog Tag the hell out of the deliberation room with reusable labels. Grog Tag has an awesome array of products just waiting to be customized by you. Metal signs, coasters, tasting mats, bottle caps, tap handles. It's all there waiting for your designs at Grog Tag. Liven up your next party with the widest selection of custom products ever offered by a sponsor of the Brewing Network. Grog Tag. At least your beer will look good.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but we're going to have to pour you out.
Back to Dr. Homebrew.
All right, thanks for sticking with us, everybody. Speaking of things that stick with you, our friend Nico Brew has all the hops you're looking for your standard recipe staples to those hard-to-find hops. After 7 years, Nico Brew is still offering their famous $5 shipping, which I tell you, it's hard to find anywhere, man. And with their super fast turnaround, you'll be brewing in no time. All of their hops are nitrogen flushed and vacuum sealed in Mylar packaging to make sure you get the freshest hops available. They even have commercial accounts available to pro brewers and homebrew shops. Check out the new Nico Brew swag, like onesies for toddlers, or babies, I guess, tees for toddlers, and even something for your grown-ups out there. There's a lot of shirts, man. Head over to nicobrew.com today for all of your hop needs. We like Nico Brew.
Yeah, my toddler doesn't wear onesies anymore.
He doesn't. Well, now that you can get a Nico Brew toddler shirt,
I should get him one.
I think you should. Man. Okay. Speaking of stuff that we should do, let's give away some things.
Okay.
What do you think? So it comes down between me and Jonas.
You guys tied.
We tied.
Almost.
So I'm assuming that I won everything. that I get not only the grog tags, but we're also giving away the Catalyst from Kyle over at Craft Brew. Yeah, I think I'm up for like a lot of awards.
Yeah.
What do you think, Brian? Did I win?
You won the Biggest Loser award, so I think you get the grog tag.
What? No, Jonas's mead was great, dude. I'm glad that he beat me handily. I'll give him both awards. I don't need to win things. I can't win things. Although as much as I would like to get a $40 gift certificate to GrogTag, friends at grogtag.com.
Hey.
Not only do you do custom shirt or custom signs and tap handles and all that kind of stuff, but now they're starting to offer custom T-shirts too. So
well, he probably had to give those Milk
out.
the Funk guys like at least $40 worth of his beer to get them to carry it back to San Diego. With them.
for sure.
It all works out. It comes out in the wash.
Yeah, and the big prize, Jonas, because you did score higher than me, although I don't like to admit it. You won the Catalyst from Kyle over there at Craft Brew. It's the awesome compact conical fermenter. It's made from plastic. It's over 90% more scratch resistant than other plastic conicals and 71% less oxygen permeable. Low profile design, fits snugly in your fridge or on your countertop. Perfect for meads, sounds like. Cleaning is a breeze. The entire lid snaps off, so you can be sure to get all the crusties off the sides and all that kind of stuff. And then perhaps the best part, the giant 3-inch butterfly valve at the bottom, allowing you to attach any size mason jar for yeast collection or trube dropout or anything you want to do. Craftobrew.com. Those folks are giving away a Catalyst.
Yeah,
check it out, and they have a bunch of other
cool
stuff to offer too. So it's not just the Catalyst. Go check it out.
It's like a medical grade plastic that's like almost like glass in the way it's like and it's also like more shadowproof at the same time. So it's pretty nice stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a good time. So I appreciate that, Jonas, and thank you for sending your mead, and thank you to all of our people. Let me make a note here who do some stuff. Brian, you look like you have something you want to say.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Have you seen what the free Brew Guru app can do for you?
I have, but I love the sound of your voice telling me more.
Built for homebrewers and beer lovers, Brew Guru delivers sage brewing knowledge and money-saving deals at breweries, beer bars, and homebrew supply shops. The American Homebrewers Association designed this powerful mobile app to help homebrewers and craft beer lovers, which is what, all of us, explore the wild world of beer we all share. With Brew Guru, you can A, effortlessly find deals and save money on beer, food, and brewing supplies. B, level up your brew IQ with hand-picked articles, proven recipes, and trusted resources from the American Homebrewers Association and Zymergy Magazine. And 3, use powerful brewery locator to find nearby breweries, tap rooms, beer bars, homebrew supply shops, and brew pubs wherever you are. Like basically everything you need to know around you because you don't need food. Well, you can get food at the tap rooms. Anyway, yeah. Brew Guru will lead you to good beer. Get the app today. Follow the path to beer enlightenment. It is free for iPhone, iPad, and Android devices. Learn more at homebrewersassociation.org.
Perfect. Look at you. Your first live read, man.
Yeah. Did I do okay?
You did great.
I used to do like radio in college, and I always felt like a dork reading some of that stuff. I was like, I probably just didn't have enough beer, so like that's why this is perfect.
Exactly. Okay, let's get out of here. What do you think? We're ready.
Okay.
We're ready to scram. Thank you everybody for sending us beers. Thank you to me personally for hand delivering freshly kegged off beer. Thank you to Jonas for going through so many steps to get us some awesome mead. And we're going to talk to him next month about some other mead. He gave us a bunch of stuff, man. What are you going to do?
I'm looking forward to trying the next one, man.
Yeah, man, me too.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you, of course, to 5 Star. Thank you to Craft Brew for the Catalyst giveaway. Thank you to Nico Brew. Thank you to everybody. Just everybody. You've done a great job. Thank you to GrogTag for that kind of stuff. Keith, thank you very much again for joining us.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank the Academy. And
I'd like to thank everybody. Everybody gets a thank you. Throwing thank yous out like I'm some sort of hooker or something like that.
Thank you, the lady at Safeway who gave me good service at the checkout
right.
earlier.
Hookers throw out thank yous?
Sure. Well, no, but like they throw other things out, like syphilis.
Oh.
Brian, thanks a lot for joining us.
You're welcome.
It's been Dr. Homebrew, everyone. We'll be back next month, I guess.
See you next time.
Yeah. Peace out.